Hello there, welcome back to All the Mods 10. The time has come to upgrade our AE2 setup and to pave the way for a lot more usage of this in the future. You know, we've gone so far with just one controller block, so I've gone a bit crazy, a bit over the top maybe. I don't think I'll ever use all of these controller faces. Currently using what, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a power connected somewhere, maybe at the top. Yeah, 5 faces used, and I don't know, I can't do the maths off the top of my head, but there's a lot of potential here for expansion. But for now, I've just started running some dense cables under the floors, and this is the old AE2 area around here that I've started to, well, tidy up, you know. I've started to make things look a bit better. I'm using fluid cables for just the core components, such as connecting the controllers to the disk drives, to the backup energy cells, to the auto crafting setup over here. Yeah, I'll be moving things around just to make them look a bit tidier. I was experimenting with a dense cable above the ground, but you know, it's a bit annoying unless we use catwalks or something. But most of the stuff is hidden by cable facades. Oh yeah, so they're running under the ground. It does mean, however, that when you're below, you can see it from above. So I might need to get myself a jetpack at some point so that I can actually hover up and sort the ceilings out. Other developments, I have put this together. This is a star shape, and it is effectively my plan. What I'm going to do is to build the ATM star, which, for those that aren't aware, is one of the key objectives of this mod pack. You need to create yourself in a runic star altar, which is another thing that I need to look at. But in terms of the actual ingredients for the ATM star, this is what I need. And so I've set this pattern up here with some item frames, and the plan is, as soon as I get the items, I'm just going to plonk them on here so I can sort of visually see how close I am, or how far away I am from getting that star sorted out. This is what the build above me looks. I've spent so much time inside here recently, and certainly my recent videos have been inside. I'm going to try and get outside today. I think we've got some jobs to do. Perhaps we need to go and get ourselves some flawless budding certus and amethyst blocks. So that could be something we do just to get a bit of fresh air, you know. It's a bit claustrophobic in here. What else? Oh yes, the blocks for the star. I've started to give myself a little guide. I'm just going to do it along this bit here with the blocks that we need. 3x here, by the way, means 3 times compressed. And I need 15 of those, and that's the mod that I will be using to get those. And this is a storage monitor. So once I've got one block, I'll just pop it in there, and I can actually see how many I've got in stock. Same here for this alloy block, which is a whopping 28 of them, and all the mods. And so I'm going to have to get into ours, and something that I've kind of wanted to, but not necessarily had the push to do it. But I think now that I have to, in other words, to get the star, well, yeah, that will be a perfect opportunity to start my Ars Nouveau journey. And there's a lot more blocks that I've actually made a few notes of that I need to do that are probably a lot harder than these to get. So yeah, maybe next episode I'll take you through the block needed and some of the mods that we need to get into to get those. So yeah, what now? What shall we do now? Oh yes, extractors. Last episode. Where are we? We are... last episode we built some extractors, some Zycraft extractors that were really good, simple resource gathering. I also built the automation needed for this. This is the infusion altar. I've added a bit of a catwalk around it. I'm not sure whether I like it or not, but it will do for now. And I can now automatically craft any sort of mystical agriculture seeds that I need just by opening up my AE2 terminal and ordering things. So there's a lot of craftable options here, as you can see. I've got lots of options here in terms of what I can craft. I'm going to need a lot more to really get this ATM star mission off the ground from floor 1 to floor 2. And this is where last week we built a load of these extractors together, raw materials. This was along this wall. I've moved it to its own room up here, and as you can see, it's quite compact. I've managed to get it quite close together, and the idea is now literally just to use a storage controller, a functional storage controller, which is a link to all of these various drawers, including fluid drawers. And so we have a storage bus from AE2 looking into it, which it is online. Okay, so we can see lava. No, we can't. Why can't we see that lava? What about andesite? Silly me. Yeah, we can see all the andesite in that drawer there. What about, just to double check the fluids? Yeah, we've got 500 buckets of lava. So I'm actually keeping everything in the drawers. It's less of a strain on the AE2 storage cells, which are a pain to craft without automation. And maybe that's something I should be getting onto. But at least I've got a visual sort of view here of what the sort of stocks that I've got. These are the blocks that I need. Yeah, these are the blocks that I need. I need a budding amethyst and a budding Certus quartz. But to actually pick those up, I need to do something. There's a few options in the mod pack to pick up flawless budding blocks. Silk Touch does not work, as far as I'm aware. I think it will probably pick the block up, but it won't be flawless still. So I think for me, my go-to situation or go-to mod for this situation is Mekanism. And that's what I want to start off and really be the main focus of this episode, just getting started in Mekanism. So again, not a tutorial, but you know, if it's just the basics, but hopefully some of you might think, oh, Mekanism, that's quite cool. And it is a cool mod. It can be quite intimidating. It's quite sciencey. There's a lot of chemicals and mixing of things, and yeah. But let me take you through the basics. All we need for now is Mekanism's cardboard box, which is so simple. You just pop it on a block. That's just the flawless blocks that we're after. And then mine the cardboard box. And then you can unwrap the cardboard box and drop it where you want to put it, which is behind me. So let's get cracking on that. And also, as you can see, there's actually behind me. Let me just show you quickly. I'm experimenting a little with the design of these buildings. As you can see, they're just very white, very, boring. And so I'm going to be setting up a few chipped workstations at some point soon. And I'm going to start using some of the chip blocks just to add some depth and some texture to these buildings. At the moment, white concrete is basically just blocking out the shape. But yeah, I need to start making it looking more interesting. I've not really done a huge amount of building in this series so far. It's been very mod focused, as you'd expect with a mod pack like this. But I do want to do a little bit of building and make this place look a bit nicer. And yeah, hopefully you guys will appreciate that too. But windows for now give me a little bit of daylight when it's daytime. And also, yeah, it will look quite cool from the outside to have lots of rows of windows and give it a bit of verticality. Well, that's the plan, at least. Before we crack on with Mekanism, one thing I have just learned is I need to actually move this wireless access point. Can I put it on there directly? No, I can't. I'll just pop it on there for now. So the wireless access point with its dimension cards, it basically means this is such a great, powerful thing where I can use my wireless. Missing singularity? What do you mean missing singularity? Yes. I need to relink my wireless universal terminal. So that should now work. Yep, it does. But also, the reason what I want to show you is you could also link your building gadget. So I've got a copy paste gadget. I've just got a standard building gadget. And what this means is that if I want to say, let me just try with granite. So I have no granite in my inventory, but I do have granite, lots of granite, in my AE2 network, so my ME network. And it lets me pull the granite straight from my AE2 storage. It doesn't have to be in your inventory to actually build it. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Literally, it's no need to get things in your inventory. It will automatically restock your entry if you ask it to, but equally it will just pull it directly from your ME network and bypass your inventory. Such a powerful feature. And yeah, it's one of the reasons why I've managed to get a lot of this building done is using these gadgets, particularly the exchanging gadget. Where did I put it? It's in my backpack. Where's my exchanging gadget gone? Maybe it's actually in my AE2 network. There it is, exchanging gadget. So anything that actually places blocks, which is the exchanging, the copy paste, and the building gadget, really could do with being linked to your AE2. So there we go, that's now done. So, and this is such a great feature. So if I want to, what do I need to do? So I'm just going to change this to that white concrete up there. I'm going to change the range down to 1 because I don't need anything more than that. And I can just swap white concrete for stone. And this is all going to get mined out anyway. What else can I do? So if I want to, I think I've pretty much tidied everything up around here, to be honest. Yeah, if I want to add some diorite, maybe shift right click to select it, and then there you go, diorite pulled straight from your AE2 inventory. This is going to be invaluable for when I actually start decorating this place and making the walls and the textures of the walls a lot more interesting than they are at the moment. It has quite a long reach, as you can see. I can actually decorate the ceiling, so that's pretty cool. Still going to need a jetpack, I think, for certain things, and that's probably something I will do next episode. Actually, I think the need for a jetpack is apparent. Anyway, let's get started with the mechanism. So we're going to go up to the mechanism. For me, I'm going to be using as a processing, mainly as a processing mod. And so the workshop is really, this is the floor where, as with the altar, the infusion altar, this is where I see most of the raw materials that are being produced in the floor above getting processed in this floor. So I need to probably dig out a bit more of this floor to give myself a bit more room. But my plan is to use some basic mechanism machines. So for those new to mechanism, you know, it's a huge mod. It's a sciencey technology mod. I'm going to use it leaning heavily on AE2, and so that is the pattern providers. So auto crafting is going to be a big thing for me, and the fact that I'm not really going to be interacting too much with the mechanism machines, but they are pretty powerful in terms of what they do. The energized smelter, for example, is great for multiple concurrent smelting operations all at once. So let's get cracking. First of all, we need a metallurgic infuser. So let's see. I've got a few mechanism bits. Oh, I've already got one. Oh, okay. Well, that makes things easy. Metallurgic infuser allows me to start infusing metals into mechanism metals, which is one of the real basic components of mechanism. So AE2 gives us these pattern providers. That just a basic pattern provider should do for now. What I plan to do I want this right next to here? Yeah, I will. So we need a smart cable. Actually, first of all, just a basic smart cable, and then we'll pop. Oh, it connects to the dense cable. That I didn't expect. So we actually don't need that smart cable. We'll pop that back down there. Okay, so we have our pattern provider. Now above that pattern provider, we are going to pop our metallurgic infuser, which is the starter block for mechanism. I just need to grab myself, I've got plenty of ender gates, so my my time spent with the power mod is going to be time well spent. We'll pop that in, and that means now that we have wireless power. Yep, it's maxed out from the power side of things. So let's first of all look at the basics of Mekanism. So the metals that or the alloys, sorry, that we need to create, we can automate all of this. They are used for control circuits, which are in 4 different levels. So yeah, ranging from basic to advanced to elite and to ultimate. These are used in the creation of some of the more advanced Mekanism machines. So this is where we're going to focus our first. This episode really is trying to automate these. So the infused alloy in the metallurgic infuser is copper infused with redstone, and you get this ready metallic block. We can also upgrade our metallurgic infuser to infusing factories, and they are something I want to do pretty quickly. Let's just have a double check what the ingredients are. So I can create that. I'm just going to craft that anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to go straight to the factory because that's doable. So we'll go for, I just lost the search. Mech infuse. Okay, so we want a basic infusing factory. Control click to craft. Okay, we need redstone. I thought I had lots of redstone. And redstone, probably don't need all that. It's probably a bit of a waste, but there we go. So this will now craft these basic circuits. Is that what they're called? No, basic alloys. The infused alloys, which will then allow us... sorry, these will craft the basic circuits. Yes, I got that right. I'm confusing myself and probably confusing you at the same time. So we'll craft a load of these, and then we will craft a load of these. And with those items, we should be able to craft a sawmill. And that's really what I want. Maybe a sawing factory. Yeah, we can do that. That's easy enough. Oh, steel casing. We'll need to see if we can craft that. But the reason I want a sawmill is for sawdust, which is used in the creation of a cardboard box for sawdust. You'll notice that when you add stuff to sawmills, sorry, if I was to open this, you've got so many ways. Anything woody you can put in a sawmill and it will create you other blocks and sawdust as a byproduct. But if memory serves me correctly, sticks are the only way of guaranteeing sawdust 100% of the time. So we're going to be auto-crafted sticks and auto-crafting sawdust from that. But for now, we'll just have to wait, and I am actually going to take these circuits because I think that should mean we can craft our first factory. That's already gone back in. Can we now craft a basic infusing factory? Yes, we can. Just out of interest, we need, okay, so we need the infused alloy and the higher circuits to create the next level. But there is actually a pretty cool way of upgrading your factories, and that is with these installers, and it will without having to mine or to mine and remove the factory and changing it. Then in fact I have a feeling you might be able to upgrade. Can you upgrade? Machine upgrade. So yeah, I could have just used the machine upgrade, but okay, never mind, without having to mine these things. So let's pop some power, and it's kept the ingredients. That's quite clever. So when I mined that infuser and then I crafted it into a factory, it kept the stuff inside of it. Pretty impressed with that. Okay, so we want to craft now the, is it basic alloy? Infused alloy, which I believe is copper. Yeah, we've already got redstone in there, so let's grab ourselves, hopefully we've got some, yeah, loads of copper ingots. I'm going to pop them in there. We can also use auto sorts just to spread things out a little bit, so they're going parallel. They're cooking in parallel, or infusing in parallel, I should say. What you do with the more advanced tiers of factories is, I'm not sure whether it's faster, but you get more of these columns, so you can do more things at once, which is obviously it. I mean, adding another one here will, what, 25% faster that will make that, and so forth. You can get quite a lot in here at once. So we're already getting the alloys. We're certainly doing some good infusing. Can we now craft a sawmill? Oh, we must already have a steel casing. So we've got ourselves a sawmill. I want a factory. What are we missing? Iron. Okay. I have iron. I'm sure why that wasn't working. So we now have ourselves a sawing factory. So yeah, I could do with another AE2 pattern provider. Please auto-craft those. Thank you very much. Pop that under there. In fact, we just need to extend a cable down here. Where's my facades? There it is. So, all in the interest of making it look neat and tidy. Cover that up. We'll pop the pattern provider down there. That's online. They're both online. This needs power. And so, yeah, again, we have pop auto sorts on, but this has 3 concurrent sawing operations at once. Hopefully, I've got some sticks. Yeah. Shall we? No, we'll leave some in there. We'll spread them out. It's a very noisy machine, as you'd expect from a sawmill. And it's now creating sawdust. Awesome. So we're doing this manually. We can create crafting patterns that will go in these. Let's give that a go, shall we? Just to show you the power of it. So first of all, we need to... Is that a stickiest stick? I didn't realise there were so many sticks. Nutritious sticks. Let's just craft a basic stick from wood. Do we have one? I think that is basic wood. Encode pattern. So that's that. Now let's I want sawdust. Sawdust. Find the stick variant. There we go. Encode that pattern. There is an upgrade, by the way, that you can, that makes this quiet. I think it's called a muffler. Right, so let's pop the stick craft in there. Move away from here. What I'm going to do is actually take these out because the noise, just to demonstrate this is going to work. So let's craft some sawdust. So let's craft, I don't know, 50 sawdust. Do I have enough? I do. It will, if I didn't have sticks, because I've added the crafting recipe, crafting pattern, it would craft them for me. But as you can see, I already have 50 sticks available. So it will craft 50 sawdust. So this should, in theory, yep. So I could be anywhere in the world, anywhere in any dimension, and I can, as long as this chunk is chunk loaded, I can craft whatever I want. And so this is what I'm going to use Mekanism for. So it's going to be really simple. I mean, getting away from here so you can hear me. I mean, last time around in Chaoscraft when I did Mekanism, I made it very complicated, but I was new, you know. I hadn't quite got my head around auto crafting. I do now, I think, I believe. And how simple is this setup, you know? Very quite clean. It's quite clean. First of all, the pattern provider setup, leave it as never locking. I've been playing around with different ways of this, whether it needs to lock. It doesn't need to lock. It literally just needs one item and it can start doing its thing. But I don't think you need to lock that. but you do need to set the side config. So for items, I tend to just clear it all and then just set the inputs and output at the bottom where the pattern provider is for items. I mean, energy, I don't think it matters, but you can just make sure it sets there where the gate is. So that should hopefully, it's out of infusing. That's why it stopped doing it. Input and output auto eject is another thing you need to turn on. One thing I'd always recommend, if you're having a problem with auto crafting, go and check your processing jobs downstairs, wherever your crafting storage and co-processors are, because sometimes they get stuck and you need to clear them. Oh, by the way, I just need to change these as well so that input and outputs auto ejects and power from the top. So that should be fine. That's not locking, which I think is the default option anyway. So basically when these finish their jobs, they should send the finished items back to the pattern provider, which will then report back to the processor and say, yeah, all good, job done. And then it will be in my ME storage. So we're going to tidy up the inventory a little bit. I'm going to pop these back in here. I've got all sorts of gadgets and tools and things in here. This is basically what I'm using my backpack for now. Don't know if I mentioned, but my wireless terminal has the ability to pick a block from the whatever so you just middle mouse click on whatever you want, and it will grab half a stack. That the stack size might be configurable, but the amount might be configurable. But you can just pick that by right clicking, and it takes it out of your ME storage. You could literally be a million blocks away or in the end and still do that from storage here as long as it's chunk loaded. So that's pretty cool. But I think I didn't mention this last time, but also I've got magnet and pickup. So magnet just brings the items to you. Pickup to ME system, doesn't put it in your inventory, it puts it straight in your ME system. So it's like a magnet, but it doesn't clutter your inventory or even your backpack. So yeah, quality of life. It's all about quality of life. Right, okay. I've waffled enough. It's time to craft ourselves. Wow, that's a lot of cardboard boxes. That will do. 16 cardboard boxes. What I do need to do is pop my curio slot, my wireless terminal back in that slot. Again, some tidying. I'll keep my torch. That should do. And we need to go and find ourselves some flawless blocks. Flawless amethyst and flawless certus. So maybe a meteorite. What am I doing? Let's have a look in the... Let's have a look on the map. There we go. That's all I need. There's what looks like an AE2 meteorite crater quite close. But it's night time. So let's sleep, and then in the morning we'll go and cardboard box that flawless certus crystal. Right. Okay. Let's go for a little walk. Let's actually take you outdoors. That will make a change, won't it? You've seen so much of the inside of this thing. We might just be able to go out this window. That's a long way up. Let's just go through the mansion. Okay, rather than climb over the mountain, I just dug through it. And here is our meteorite. It looks like, yeah, that is A2. Awesome. Right, okay, let's tidy this up a bit. I don't need those presses, but I'll take them anyway. It's pretty minimal meteorites go. That's flawed. So that's chipped. That's flawless. Excellent. So we shall wrap that up without drowning. Get my breath back. So we've got one flawless. That's all we really need, to be honest. Maybe I want to get greedy. Chipped. Chipped. Chips and damaged. Right, okay, we've got what we need. I think they must have gone in my inventory, as in this inventory. So we have, that was really easy, and literally we've come that far. So that was easy. Now amethyst. So this, just double check, this is yeah, a flawless budding certus quartz is in our cardboard box. Amethysts are obviously a little bit harder to come by. Right, let's go home, which is actually old home now, which is my original island place. And I'm hoping, hold on, there's an amethyst. There's an amethyst geode in the mines underneath this place, I think. I seem to remember there being a mine. Can we go any further? I seem to remember there being a mine shaft. But of course, my map needs regenerating. That's not where I am. There we go. Spiders and geode. I even have a waystone there. So I actually didn't need to come down. It's been such a while since I've actually been down here. Spiders and geode. Ouch. Here we go. Budding amethyst. That's... I only need one. And yeah, just got to double check. Hold on. Okay, they're damaged. Right. Cardboard box. There we go. We've got our budding amethyst and our flawless certus quartz. So we're all good to go. Let's head back to our construction site. Go up to the resource or raw materials floor. Okay, so certus quartz box goes there. Amethyst goes there. Shift right click. We've opened the box. We should... I'm hoping. So yeah, the lights are going. So that's good. They're probably going to be quite slow generating. You can understand that. I mean, particularly for this, it's quite not precious, but it should be hard to get. There we go. So it's producing certus quartz dust. Awesome. I mean, it's probably not the speed of mystical agriculture, but it's certainly a lot more compact. Certainly at the moment, but I have come up with some interesting potential designs for some compact mystical agriculture setups that are also quite productive as well. This is taking a long time for this one. Yeah. So basically I've gone and created all of the one block footprint setups have now been set up in terms of these things here. I've done the ones that need to be surrounded on 4 sides. They're also built in mainly on the other side. As I said earlier, I tried to make this as compact as possible. Right, that's it. That's it for today. Let's just call it for now. I think I made a good start with Mekanism. We've also increased our SciCraft raw materials production, and I've also shown you a little bit around some of the evolving area, you know, in terms of our new AE2 setup and how we're going to somehow track progress towards the ATM star. So that's really going to start in earnest once we've got some basic mods up and running. So yeah, I think that's probably all for now. We've been out of this base. We've actually got some air. So we've got some fresh air. I've taken you outdoors. We'll try and mix up, I think, the mod focus and some adventuring as well, because I think some of the mods that we're going to start off on are going to need a little bit of adventuring as well. And this is what I love about this pack. My number one thing is this star, because it forces you, that's probably the wrong word, it encourages you to actually get it. You need to actually dive into quite a lot of the mods. And you know, there's so many mods in this mod pack that I don't think I've ever played a mod pack where I've actually played thoroughly every mod. So it's actually is a motivational way of you getting into new mods. So yeah, that's what I love about this mod pack, and I think all the ATM mod packs really. Okay, that's it. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Out. Grain out. See you next time here on All the Mods 10. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.